Alright, I'm back. Shalom, everybody. What's going on? Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I got everything back on now. Who all in the chat? Who in the chat? Yeah, we back, DPG. We back. How you feeling out there? Is it offline now? How about now, Mike Zero? Shalom, Dominique. What's going on, Art? I'm gonna have my Art come on here and he's gonna explain the situation, guys. Alright? So, since we got the three in the building, I'm gonna try to wait for like 5 more minutes to see who's in here. Fellas, what's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling out there, man? Glad to see everybody back. My last live stream was all choppy because I was trying to play a video at the same time. So I had to redo that one as well. Shalom, everybody. It's good to see everybody in the building. Good to see everybody. Some more powerful information, man. Like I stated before, this stuff don't only work for child support. This works with everything, man. Okay? So now I'm about to call my Ak up, who documentation this is, and let him get his thing going on. Okay, let him explain to you guys what had happened in his situation. But this is dealing with a traffic ticket. Okay, so let's pick it up. Hold on, guys. Let me make that call. Hit that thumbs up button, y'all. I'm calling him right now. Shalom, Mark. You on, Mark?
What's going on?
Alright. Can you hear me?
Going, yeah?
Oh man, everything good, huh? Alright, yeah, so as you know, I got the documentation on the screen. And if you like, you can go ahead and explain to the people, let them know what happened in your situation when dealing with these traffic tickets, huh?
I sure will, man. First and foremost, I got to give it to the man upstairs for my praise and my wisdom for everything that I've been learning on this journey for this child support. My eyes have, like you say, opened up, and a lot. I was going. With that being said, he got the cop that came over there. He got mad. Tried to get an attitude with me, and this kid calm. I was really gonna get into what I'm right then and there, but in my mind, I was like, you know what? I don't have the contract with these people. That's the only thing that came to my head at that time. So when everything was said and done, I remember when I told you I found somebody's certain paperwork on this one website that I go and I learn on.
Right.
You are logged on board, and
hold on, Hold on, before you move forward, turn your computer speakers down in the background.
Okay, sit down.
Yeah, because it sounds like you had an echo in the background, but it's basically just you repeating yourself from your from.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Should be better now.
Yeah, that sounded a lot better.
Okay, my bad.
All right.
Yeah, so basically, when I got this ticket, I went to this website that I also, I review, nobody has authority over us whatsoever. When I say that, because we're living men, and this goes back to the beginning of what you were saying, but when I first heard it, maybe about a year and a half ago,
correct.
You ain't got to go in there and put all this paperwork in there and say all this stuff, goop, gobbly, god. I think of that all the time, because when you learn, it's what you learn, but when it comes down to it, the math is so simple. 1 and 1 is 2. You ain't got to add 1 plus 2 plus do all this algebra, because I'm not going to get it. But when you start breaking it down, you're doing it for the right reasons. You start thinking on a whole other scale of one door leads to the next door. Same thing I was telling you earlier.
Right.
I was like, you know what? Let me put my knowledge into what I've learned from you and what I've learned to educate myself on, because I want to take this part of the child support also. The door is there, just for what you want to grasp it, what you want to see it for what it is. And if I feel like if you have that good in your heart, you know, as a living man, as a living human being, then everything else will come to you, you know, but just take that time for everything.
Correct.
So I filed my paperwork. I filed my paperwork into court, like I was, like, you know, I listened to, like I was told to. And basically, the day came, which was July 7th, for me to go to court. They told me to call. And I said, well, you know, can I call in? They were like, yeah, you can call in. Well, the last one in court. And to take you guys back further for a minute, when I filed this paperwork, that clerk at first, she acted like she didn't know what she was up for to July 7th. July 7th, I call in, I'm on the line, I'm waiting. Like I said, I waited over 2 hours on the phone. I listened to every case in front of me. One thing during this whole 2 hours that struck me, I didn't mind being last. Like, I was in a good mood. I was using this as, how you say it, a learning experience, listening to everybody else. And there were some people, you know, they didn't want to plead. They didn't want to say, you know, to give me an answer. He didn't tell you. He wasn't saying guilty, not guilty, no contest. You have to give me an answer. So I started smiling every time they would say no contest, not guilty. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was just sitting there and I was just smiling because, how do you say, you know, I'm telling everybody, you know, I'm not a religious person, but I guess I do believe in the Most High and the Most Power. You know, even more and more He's showing me. But I was smiling because that's where we're being deceived at, right then and there with those words. You know, we all claim that we pay attention to people and their words. But when we come to these courts, guess what? We really don't. Because they're speaking a deceptive language to us, you know, and we're thinking that they are above us. So when it came down to my turn, you know, the judge, you know, how this and that, he goes, yeah, you're the last one, you know, this and that. He said, I said, well, you know what? I said, I got to address something to you first. I said, I filed some paperwork in the court. You know, well, yeah, well, you know, okay, well, I'll get to that, you know, but first I need my jurisdiction to you. You aren't God. I'd be giving you full authority over me and power to make a decision on me. And I can't do that.
Right.
He got quiet. He said, you know what? He said, you know what, sir? You are 100% right. You would be giving me jurisdiction and you would be surrendering power over to me. He goes, so I'm going to take my time out. I'm going to read this paperwork that you did file. You know, and it doesn't have it on the screen, you know, with the paperwork that I filed. You know, but it basically, you know, jurisdiction was the main thing that I challenged. And anybody come forward to bring a judgment against me or a valid, how do you say it?
Claim.
A valid wrong. Yeah, there you go. There's the proper word. The valid claim that I actually did you wrong physically. Please step forward. And, you know, and I can pay $100, $200, you know, whatever. You know, some people got community service. But back onto my part where he sat there and he actually sat there and told me, because, you know, I appreciate the attitude you had this way. And I'm like, you know, there's no reason for me to have an attitude with you. You know, you're doing what you feel is right time. And he explained to me, you know, the 3 judicial systems, you know, the maritime. I can't remember the other 2 that he had you know, and he goes, but I'm going to go ahead and dismiss this in equity, which is, you know, business tax, commercial business law, which this all falls under.
Yep.
You know, and, you know, I'm not trying to give away more than what needs to, but guess what? When you are hungry and you reach out to y'all, like, he makes your mind sit there and not just look at the paperwork. You know, you got to grasp what y'all gives you and understand it. And with that being said, you have to do your own homework, you know. And, you know, I'm glad I did my homework on the last dude I did, because now I wouldn't be where now, you know.
Correct.
Thank you for making me reach out and actually dig deeper into learning, you know. So in all bullshit aside, I got to give you credit. I got to give him that credit for making me go and dig into this. You know what I mean? And find the right way. So I have to give him some type of credit. You know, even though you did me wrong, it is what it is. It's done and over with. But the path that you made me follow now is the right path, and I appreciate it. Thank you for that. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And, you know, and I'm glad I met you, and I'm glad that all of our conversations has always been, you know, you teaching me something. You know, me listening to your words, you know, and you don't know, I go back and look at things. You know what I mean? And it's like I get a big smile, and I feel good inside, because you know what? This is the right way. You know, it's not. I don't want nobody to. I'm all about the truth. If I can't do something, I can't do it. But if I could sit here and give you this plate right here, and I could push that plate in front of you, you know, and then you have four of the people around you, what are you gonna do? Are you
Right.
gonna sit there and eat it all, or are you gonna sit there and break it up and have everybody eat off that one plate? You know what I mean?
Correct.
Eating is knowledge. Eating is feeding your brain. Eating is feeding your heart. Eating is feeding your soul. You know, but you first have got to want it in the right way.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the crazy part about it. You know, majority of people don't understand when it says on equity grounds, not legal grounds. It's a difference between equitable and legal, especially when you're dealing with uh, lawful terms. So when dealing with this equitable term, they basically saying that the judge dismissed it because it was the right thing to do, meaning like the common law thing to do is to dismiss it underneath common law grounds, not underneath legal terms or legal grounds, which would be which would be on commercial grounds.
A messed up judge, you know what I mean? But he's seen everything that I said. He thanked me for just having that right tone, you know what I mean? And so we are gods, right? But
Correct.
what kind of God are you gonna? What kind of God are you gonna be? We can all be. How do you say it? You know, excuse my language, dicks. And I'm God. I can be this way, but aren't we supposed to be in a marriage of Him? He doesn't yell. He doesn't scream. He doesn't. You know, there's no temperament about Him as far as getting his point across. He lets you be how you're gonna be, and guess what? You've said it to me, Yah, where, you know, render unto Caesar what's to Caesar. You know,
Right.
it's not mine. You know what I mean? So why do I need it? Why do I need to add aggression or an attitude towards something that can be discussed?
Right. And basically,
You know
really,
what I mean?
and basically, it really doesn't have anything to do with you. Only how it has something to do with you if you go in there and say it does, and you start arguing back and forth with it.
Yeah,
You
and
see what I
that's,
mean?
you know exactly, and you put that in my head, and that's what get that. I think, you know, listening to you and understanding what you were saying is, you go in there and argue, guess what? You lost. That's what they want.
That's what they want. They
You
need you.
know?
They need you to argue the facts. Because once you start arguing the facts, you give them jurisdiction, and that's what they want you to do. That's why I always tell everybody, you know, don't go in there arguing the facts. They can care less about the facts. Stick to the topic at hand. And that's what you did. You stick to the topic. You stayed on jurisdiction. He ended up dismissing both charges. One was for $290, and the other one for reckless driving. And that was the first offense. And the second offense was for speed of challenging jurisdiction, putting everything back in its proper standard. And you did an excellent job, you know, when you went in there and fought that fight.
And like I said, I appreciate that. It, you know, your words, that, you know, words of wisdom and guidance is, you know, hey, use every time. Not saying we want to get in these predicaments, but when you do, it's the teaching battlefield. You know what I mean? Kind of how to carry yourself and what to say, what not to say. And first and foremost, hey, I ain't gonna lie, it's nervous. It's nerve wracking because I never done this before. This is my first time ever. I don't plan on doing it anymore. But guess what? I educated myself.
Yep, and it's a learning lesson. Always a learning lesson. And it take time, you know. This learning lesson takes time. And like I stated before, you know, you hit me up all the time, and we always discussing our next move or what we're gonna do next, and all the situations that they bring or present to you. Ain't that right?
Yeah, no, we always do that, and I appreciate that you always find time to answer my calls or be like, hey, I'm busy right now, but I'll call you back, and you know, you keep your word. And you know, just as a man, that's what a man does. You know what I mean? And if even if it's a woman, not, you know, if you're talking to a woman's doing it vice versa. You know, it's a woman keeping her word, she's gonna reach out to you. You know, so it comes down to us being human beings, and I like the fact that, you know, you don't look at me as you don't know what you're doing. You know, you don't know what you're saying, or you know, you come with, yeah, you know what, it's this, and that, or I know I'm not straying off from the track because there is no other way. You know what I mean? And once you grasp that, that path just gets brighter and brighter. It opens up. It was a small tunnel. It was a very small tunnel for me in the beginning. Like you know what I mean? Like that bright was barely a pinhole for me. But as I've been learning and talking to you and understanding more and more, like that hole has been so big now. That bright light is just coming in. That's the best way I can sit there and describe it.
Correct. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that's the whole thing I've been trying to tell people. This is not an overnight thing that happens. You have to go through the struggle. You have to go through the fight. You're going to take your bumps and bruises. You're going to go through some failures. But even when you're going through all of that, you have to stand firm and be willing to go back at it again, and don't quit until you get the desired results that you want. And that's the only reason, and that's the only way one will win this game is by learning, going through it, and facing them head on. It's like hands-on experience. This stuff you just can't be taught. You have to actually go in there and get your hands dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. You're right. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. Like I feel every man that comes to you and just comes looking for guidance and to fight this beast of child support 4D. Guess what? You have that fight in you. You're not willing to just give up and let somebody tell you, so you know you have that fight in you. And with you knowing that, you just got to learn how to utilize that fight and how to pick up the right weapon. And guess what? The man upstairs has given us that weapon, and it's our mind. Once we open that up to what he asked us to be and who we really are, and not what this other man-made stuff is, guess what? We're a reckoning ourselves. They're going to want to silence you, y'all. More and more people that come to you, because it's the tip of the iceberg, bro. Like, straight up.
Yes, indeed. But all glory and honor go to the Most High Yah, man. Can nobody stop nothing that he put in place. You see what I mean? Just like
Yeah.
just like, for instance, not to switch the subject, but the brother Nick Cannon, he put out some factual statements, and he supposed to have been standing with the Most High on those statements. But when the powers that be came up against him, all of a sudden they're now claiming that he recanted his statements. But the difference is, what I tell everybody is this: we don't know if Nick Cannon recanted any of his statements or not. Only thing we know is that, I seen Nick Cannon have his interview, and in that interview, he was, we can see him on camera, sad and stuff like that. You got to be willing to stand through the whole thing. Same thing with you, and that's what you did. That's how they can just, see it so clear now, because, the same things I was telling you for child support, it worked in traffic court too. So I tell everybody, it's the same game all the way around. It's no different.
No, it's not. It's like you said, and that's the biggest thing. And hey, as a grown man, I was nervous. Why was I nervous? I've never had to encounter this before. But at the same time, thank you for putting me last. You know what I mean? Because as you put me last and everything got in front of me, I was just like, okay, now it's showtime. Now I have to speak what I have to speak, and just stand on that. And that's what I was prepared to do. Yeah, he tried to tell me that I had to give him a plea, and I explained to him why I couldn't. I didn't have to explain to him, y'all. But I sat there and I let him know, okay, I know this much knowledge. You know what I mean? And I know by me doing this, these are my consequences of my actions. And this is why I cannot give you, jurisdiction and power over a living man. And not God.
Exactly. You just simply stood on your square while he was in there. Let them know. You know the difference. You know who he has jurisdiction over and who he don't have jurisdiction over. And I'm not going to simply voluntarily put myself in your jurisdiction for you can rule over me.
Yeah. And it's the words, you know what I mean? Like, and I just get a kick out of it, because now, once you hear them, and then you go back and learn from you, and you go look in the Black Law Dictionary, their words and your words, they're almost the same, but the different meanings are totally opposite.
Exactly. Yes. The words may sound and be spelled the same, but the definitions that's attached to those words are totally different. So basically, up is down in their world, and down is up in their world. You see, but up is up in our world, and down is down in our world. So it's on you to want to go in there and try to play these word games with these individuals, so that you're understanding and words and terms and stuff that they use, and laws that apply to those who want to be a part of that society. And once we go into these courts dealing in legal issues, if we don't put our status and standing on the court before we enter into these places or their jurisdiction, then they will proceed forward and make us believe that they have some type of jurisdiction to make a ruling, because they believe that we are a part of that society known as the.
That's not you.
Yeah, and you got to be willing to stand on it through it all, through facing jail time and all that. You got to be willing to stand on it, because they're going to try to tempt you intimidate you, and force you to, or make you believe that something is something when it's not. And once they get you to believe those things, then that's when they proceed forward and try to, arrest you and, try to do a lot of other nonsense that they really don't have the right to do without your consent and permission to do so. But you give your consent multiple ways. One way to give your consent by simply, you know, making a general appearance or voluntarily showing up. So you need your documentation to beat you there first. Like you filed a special appearance, that document beat you into the court. So pretty sure you probably was the only person in the court that filed one of those. So the judge knew that it would be something different about you once he got the documents and he seen it. So he said, I'm gonna say this for last because this person is already given a red flag that he knows something more than the rest of these cats. And the prosecutor is praying to this individual known as the judge, letting you further know that you're in a spiritual or some type of occult environment that's going on, dealing with the Leaf Society, But this basically really you'll learn from me. The last time you went to court, dealing with the child support situation, we already know what happened with that. But I did give you advice on that, prior to you going in there, letting you know what was going to take place before it happened. And everything I said, did it not happen?
Yeah, no, you said it, you kept it on point, and you are 100% right. This is my first time ever coming into court using your knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, what I learned over here from UR Law, I would have never even known what that really is if it wasn't for you. So, my praise goes two different ways, but all my teachings, I feel like it comes from you because anybody can go on to UR Law. You're not going to understand that paperwork if you don't understand who you are. And I think, not saying they don't have to come to you, they can come to somebody similar like you, but if they're in this fight that we're in, then yes, they need to come to you so you can open their eyes, hopefully, because not everybody's eyes will be open to what you're saying, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault or my fault either. But if your eyes do get open, then guess what? There's other ventures. Educate yourself.
Exactly. Like I tell everybody, once your eyes are open, there's no closing them again. You see, the only thing you can do from there is go up. That's the only thing you got to go from there is up. There's no more closing your eyes once you see this truth. And what makes you see the truth more is once you get into a situation that dealing with the courts and you go in there and you stand firm on it. And then you see the results and you see how certain things change now that you know better. You decide to do better. And then you say, well, why they acting like this now? Prior to when I didn't know this information, they was acting like this. A lot of stuff started to change, and it's always like that, but it always changed for the better.
Yeah, no, and and with that being said, I know we were gonna save it for another time, but this is a perfect example of how you've been helping me out, and I tell everybody here right now, man, like we've been dealing with this child support for 3 years, as far as me learning and trying to get something positive. Every fucking time I've ever gone to child support and tell them, look, why are you guys taking so much money? Like, I can't do it. Like, I can't afford it. Like, and they're like, well, we're sorry, sir. You got to get another job. If that second job makes more than your first job, we're going to take from that one. If you have to get a third job, then, but you have to pay. I'm like, I can't. Like, there's nothing I can, like, I'm not going to have nowhere to live. Like, I'm just going through all these things, dude. I'm just getting mad frustrated until, that path at that time led me to somebody else. And then that path led me directly to you. And I haven't gotten the results that I 100% desire, but I did get a small victory in all this from here to now to everything that I'm doing, as far as them backtracking on their own. All this paperwork that I've been doing, of course, they haven't responded back because there's nothing they can give me. But, they lowered, not my payment, but they lowered what they are taking. Because there's not my payment. They did it on themselves because of the paperwork,
Yeah, they voluntarily trying to lower the payments now to try to get you to agree to something.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen, So as far as, it's already a couple small victories for me. And it's like you said, like I take everything in stride and I take everything as a pot of milk because before, they didn't care, and they don't care. As long as they're getting their money and more that you educate yourself, you'll see things turn around because, like you said, once your eyes are open, I promise you, you look at everything different. From any bill that you get, from dealing with your all caps name, everything, and understanding really the court. As long as you physically don't do harm to anybody, God's law. And God's law is you don't harm the next man. You know, and if you're, as long as you're not harming the next man, nobody can sit there and tell you you have to do anything.
Correct. And you can also ask for your debtors to forgive you as you forgive them. There's always something in forgiveness, man. You see what I mean? That's why the scripture says, always forgive debts of others, so you will be forgiven as well. But you can also ask for forgiveness while you're in open court. But people don't know that. People don't take that route as well. But like I stated before, it all depends on your situation when you would decide to use those type of terms in open court. But you can always ask for forgiveness. Like the script,
and you know, I still need to learn more from you, and you are right about that.
It's sort of like what the scripture says, you know, and like whenever dealing with, you know, any type of court issues, you want to settle your problems between you and that person, unless that person do what? That person turn you over to the bailiff turn you over to the judge, then the judge turn you over to what? The prison. So you want to always handle your problems between you and that person first, and then if you can't settle it between you two, then it's a problem, you know. But just like, for instance, if you have a bill, right? Say if you have any bill, and they're coming at you for a high amount to pay this bill, right? No matter what bill it is, and you send them a simple letter stating that you can only afford this amount of money, okay? And if they deny that money that you offered to pay them, they automatically surrender over to the debt, meaning that you are forgiving them that debt because they declined to receive payment of that debt, meaning that you don't owe them anything once they deny payment.
Hey, I like that, y'all. Like, you're giving to me, like, I'm so far into this, like, you just gave somebody else.
Hello? Oh, hold on, y'all. I think he lost service. Hold on, let me call him back. Hold for 1 second, guys. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I just called you right back. Yeah.
Yeah, like I finished what I was saying is, like, you just gave somebody $1 million right now, man. Like, yeah. Straight up. If they grasp anything that I'm saying or anything what you're saying, like, you just gave somebody $1 million and they don't even know it.
They don't understand it, man. You know, and it's so simple, and that's what it is. You know, the information be so simple. They expect to hear something so hard and complicated that the simple stuff go right over their head instead of just paying close attention to what I've been saying throughout all my videos. Like, tell them about your favorite video that you like, that you always go back to watch. Of mine.
It has to do with I have it. Matter of fact, I had it saved after I talked to you. I got it saved in one of my. It's a secure folder that I have, and it has to do with the birth certificate, man. And it goes back. I don't know. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But if any of you guys are listening, I can't. It says Remedy. I think his video says Remedy or something on it. You guys go back, and if you guys are, when I say it, enlightened, believe in the big man upstairs, you know, there is a God, pay attention to that video, man. And after watching that video, if it does not click, then I'm sorry to say you're not going to understand any of this what goes down. Because it all goes back to an evil genius, but at the end of the day, all we got to do is say no.
That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. You know. And if I'm telling you guys, man, if it's basically, it's like the earlier on you catch your situation, the better it off it is. You see, it's the earliest on. So if they're trying to come after you, and you're just receiving your letters to, you know, for support or any type of traffic or whatever type of document, you want to respond back to those letters immediately and address the issue head on.
You know what? Like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, after, you know, dealing with you and understand you, like, I may not be good. I'm not, let me rephrase that. I'm not good at documenting any of this stuff, but the knowledge that I've gotten from you and the wisdom I picked up from you and everything I picked up, everything else, like I know personally I could help somebody in the beginning stages and they would not be on just from your video.
Right.
But I'm so deep into this right now because you know what I mean. You know my situation that it's harder to attack this. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's possible. It's gonna get done.
Oh, it's gonna get done. Yeah, it's gonna get done.
You know what I mean? But I really, as everybody as a whole, man, like, and I can't say this enough, man. If you got the good man upstairs in you, and you're for the right reason, the right ways, you do take care of your kids. You don't need these people in my business. You know what I mean? Nobody is there to dictate. And I'm gonna say y'all's word. If it's your property, who are you to tell me what I gotta pay for my property? But if it's yours, then it's yours. It's not mine.
Exactly.
You can't tell me nothing.
Exactly.
If you guys would just sit there and just really pay attention to the words, and if you guys are in the beginning stage, hey, he gives you free remedy. You don't have to pay nothing if you just pay attention to his videos. But if you need that help, hey, I'm not for giving free money out. I don't have money to give out to nobody. But to me, this is the best money that I've ever spent for somebody to help me out and give me the knowledge and just uplift me in every possible way to continue to be positive. And that's the hardest thing in this, is to continue to be positive because, hey, other people have got the remedy right off the jump. I haven't. Why? I know Texas. Texas is going to fight you all the way to the end. But at the end, like I told you the other day, it's going to be bittersweet. I got them.
Oh yeah, just keep doing what we're doing. Like right now, you already got them backtracking on their heels.
Yeah. They can't answer nothing. They won't answer nothing.
Exactly. That's what I'm stating. Like I stated before, like I also had another brother I was helping out. He in California, right? They kept saying he owed all this money on both cases. We started sending documents off. Now they said they did an audit. They said the only thing he owed is you'll never believe this. They said the man owed like I think like $15, and the only thing he owed is $15 in child support for one case, 35 cents in child support for the other case, and he have a $45 interest added to that. And we looking at them like they stupid, man. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video to show y'all this, man. And that's my Troy. Troy know who he is when he listen in. He'll be the first to tell y'all that yep, everything we just said was true. First they say, oh, all this money. We started sending documents off. Next thing you know, they say they did an audit, and now he owed $15 in one case and 35 cents in the other, or something like that. I was like 35 cents. Yeah, it's hilarious, man. I don't even know how they even calculated it, man. It was just like they was trying to add up something, and then basically stating if he paid that, then he'll no longer have support. But I'm like, he shouldn't have to pay anything to him. But I told him, he can pay it and end it completely, or he can just continue to stress the issue on. I think it's like $45 total or some change or something like that.
Hey, where do I pay that off? And I'm gonna stipulate it. I'm no longer ever gonna deal with you guys ever again.
Yeah.
How do you say paid in full?
Yep, and that's all.
Negotiable.
Yeah, and that's all they got right on there. If you final payment, if you cash this presentment, then you agree that there is no more support owed.
Yep.
You see? So
yep.
you can do it. You can do it either type of way. So many ways that you can address these individuals on here. When dealing with this child support agency and their agents. Because like I tell everybody, that the child support agency never made a claim. They never said anything. It's only someone acting on behalf of the agent, claiming that the agent said this, or the agency said this, or the agency said that. And it's just...
the agency, it's like you said, the agency can't speak.
They can't speak. They can't walk. They can't talk. They can't do anything. It's just there. It's just...
I think that's in another one of your videos too, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. So if the agency can't speak and the agency can't make it in the courtroom, then how can someone else claim to be there who's there? Like for instance, you have an attorney. The attorney is there on behalf of the agency, right? But the agency is claiming to be there on behalf of the child's mom. Now, how is that possible? Because the child mom and an attorney an attorney for the agency does not have a parent child. Does not have an attorney client relationship. So if they don't have an attorney client relationship, there's no way that the attorney can speak on behalf of the child's mom. But the attorney supposed to be there on behalf of the agency. But the agency also supposed to be there on behalf of the child's mom. So now, if the agency is not there, then it's impossible for the agency to be there on behalf of the child's mom. And if the agency is not there, it's impossible for the attorney to speak on behalf of the agency on behalf of the child's mom. It's all a sham. It's one big old sham. And anybody can see through the falsehood. You just got to cut them off right there at the gate, before they can even move forward with it. But you have to stop them right there from the jump and point out the obvious.
Yeah, and that's what so many of us have been blind to, and I just get a kick out of it. Like I get a kick out of that flows really easy with you. Once I hear it, it's like, yeah, it's right there. You just learn. Once you pick it up and say it enough times, it becomes natural. Once you're understanding of something, your eyes and everything, you just get excited about hearing it and hearing somebody else. Everybody, how do you say it? They don't want to lose. They don't want to say. They want to save face. So that's probably where they came up with that stupid ass number.
Yeah, exactly. They always try, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Like you said, they like to save face, and that's and even with your traffic ticket. That's why you put on equitable grounds, not on legal grounds, because they still want to save face.
Yeah.
But in the end they still dismissed it. But they're trying to say we didn't dismiss it because what he said had any legal authority, but we're just missing it because it had equitable authority, meaning that it was the right thing for the courts to do underneath the common law grounds.
Yes.
Yep. So remember, child support is also made in equity as well. So they're trying to state why, because they're trying to say because the child has the right to receive support from the father. So basically they're trying to say it's basically trying to say
who is the father.
Exactly. Once they find out who is the father, then there's no need to go in there and argue about anything.
But you're the father, right?
Exactly. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that term is.
Exactly. From my understanding, I can go back to your words. And it's just like once you get it, it's just a back and forth game. You play with them. Okay, just my words coming from the heart. Your words are coming from the trickery and the words that we're so normally used for.
Right, but not only if your words coming from the heart, but your words can also be proven through their case law and through their documentation that they bring into the court. You see what I mean? Because it's proven that it's not your situation, but you go in there arguing the situation, because if it was your situation, there's no way that someone can tell you what to do with something that belongs to you. So if the child is your child, there's no way the state can tell you what to do with your child. Obviously, the child is not your child. That's why the state can tell you what to do with it. And once people understand that simple fact, then they will put everything in its proper standard, and only then will they get the remedy that they desire. But you got to put everything back in its proper standard. Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. Give it all back to him. Then and only then, everybody started to win, and then the system has no choice but to rethink what it's doing, because everybody's on and they all hip to the game.
Yep. And it's like there's so few of us that are that it's not gonna put a dent in their little pocket change. But if more and more, men learn and go to the right place, go to the right men, and get the right teaching, get the right truth, then hey,
right.
Everybody be that much closer to being what the Creator wanted us to be.
Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's the biggest thing that we all need to understand to get this truth out, man, and really understand what's going on. But like they said, the revolution will not be televised, so we're just not going to promote the revolution and just switch our hand or show our hand to the public. Nah, especially even my arc he just commented named Sirach. He's saying some things that happened too that we were just going on. That we were just going over. And like he said, and he just typed on there saying he can't wait until my testimony because he know what I know, and like I said, same thing that you know, that of what was going on. But he also went to someone else on YouTube before me as well that has him in a situation that we're getting him out of today.
That's good. I mean, Sarap, I hope to hear from you, man. Anything possible from anybody and everybody, hey, reach out to, man. Anything and everything that we're all learning is uplifting, and it's more motivation to encourage us to do it for the right reasons, the right ways, and once we're spreading it the right ways, and hey, I feel the man upstairs has blessed y'all over here with the gift of teaching to the people that want to be taught. We're all grown men. Everybody acts like we know everything, but I've been opposite. I don't know everything. What I don't know, I want to learn. And I feel like I came to the right man for that. But I can learn from everybody else also. Whenever he does have these live videos, I get on if I'm not at work, and I try to make it a point to, but everybody uplifts and helps the next person as possible. You know what I mean? And especially if we're all learning from y'all right here, then, hey, if it wasn't for the man upstairs giving them that voice and giving them his knowledge to be able to give it to the ones that are seeking it. That's the key word. Because it's there, but you got to seek it. You got to want it.
But I ain't going to beat up but so much longer. Ak, you got anything else you want to say to the people before they get up over here?
No, once again, I just appreciate your time, y'all, for bringing me on and letting me, my victory that I want, and, believing in the man upstairs and the Most High, and just continue to move forward in our progress. I'm taking this 48 on my part down, breaking it down so I can put my victory on here as another victory, and everybody else see, man, it's possible, man. You just have that man in your heart and in your mind, and anything is possible.
Exactly, facts. But like I said, man, you went in that court, man, and you gave him the business, though.
Yes, I did, and I thank you for that, too.
Oh, anytime, Mark, anytime, man. Like I stated, I appreciate all the love, man, from everybody out there showing me love and support, and the ones that just sticking out there with me, and just separating the truth from the lies, man, because there's a lot of lies that's going on, but the truth will always prevail and, and reign supreme, and that's what I'm here to bring, the truth, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Truth has never got to be proven itself. The truth is in the word.
Exactly. Oh, man, everybody, y'all welcome out there, man. I really appreciate you guys, too. I'm telling y'all, man, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys for coming through, too, and listening.
All right, so you be blessed out there. I am about to check up over here, too.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anytime, all right, peace. Alright, guys, that's all I'm going to do for today, man. If you all need my help, hit me up at my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. Y'all be blessed, man, and just enjoy life. Don't let nothing stress you all out. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of misinformation being spread. It's fear tactics going on. There's a lot of other things going on, man. It's trying to get you all discouraged, and trying to make you all's life hard. But like I stated before, man, as long as you got breath in your lungs and you woke up on the right side of the dirt this morning, or every morning you wake up, then you have a reason to smile. You have a reason to continue to push forward and continue to fight this good fight, guys. So again, man, just don't quit, man. I really appreciate that. All right, so again, you all be blessed. With that being said, shalom.